think the honorable thing for our species to do is deny our programming. Stop reproducing. Walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters opting out of a raw deal.
Do not trust any friends or family members. I repeat, do not trust friends.
There's like the whole like white replacement theory that ties into all that shit.
Yeah, it all ties into the death back stake. We know this.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You guys.
Well, so like now what are we saying? Well, like, so I only earn like 23 cents out of every dollar because I'm taxed by the Canadians so badly. And I also, my balls have been fucking rubbed off me. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that the prudishness of the conservative youth these days, I sound like such an old man, is contributing more to population decline than anything. That's my theory. And also the existential despair of the fact that everyone's going to end up dead from climate change. And that, why are you having kids? I think there's a lot of factors here at play, I'm going to say.
Yeah, there's true. There's that
certainly
dollar cost thing on the wages too. I read a good one that said if you worked at Zellers in 1970 and made absolute bargain basement minimum wage as a cashier, to have that kind of home buying power today, you need to make $65 an hour.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
That's hilarious.
And that's certainly part of it. And then also, I don't even know if that's fully it though, because even if I had $1 billion, I never in a billion years would have had a second kid. Fuck that. It's I'm not going to say it's a miracle I had a first kid, but it wasn't exactly the thing that I saw myself doing with my life.
Maybe if you had a boat in a cottage and shit, though, you might feel a lot better about a second kid.
No,
no, absolutely. And shit?
No way. It's
you guys would have
what would be the benefit
maid and everything.
Well, yeah, we could have all sorts of Spanish maids. I'm lousy with them, but still, there's no. I just think the ideology changed sufficiently. Whereas, and I think there's still a large number of people who believe that having a child is the purpose of life. And having multiple children is what they would term a blessing. Those people are insane.
Yeah, we're just not
and a cancerous fucking block on our whole civilization. But
I have two, and I tell everyone you should really think about what you're doing before you decide to have kids. And I will continue telling people that because it's it's great. I love my kids, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
I tell the boy constantly, don't have kids. I say it to him. And I mean it.
It's definitely strips you down to the real basics. Your existence has only certain daily functions.
Yeah. And within
for a while.
And then for a long while. But it's okay. So anyway, the point of saying all of that though is that there's a reasonable explanation for birth decline. It's people don't feel that they need 7 kids to work the farm anymore.
It's true.
And so we're well, wait a minute, we're not going to have any fucking kids. We're going to get a cat. That's good.
Kids are not an asset. They're not going to make you money. They are they take away from you have to worry about education. You have to worry about all the paying out. It's there's this fundamental shift in terms of the economics of having children.
Yeah,
you could change that with tax policy,
or it's the death stakes.
It's always the death stakes. Ultimately,
I don't know.
Fuck.
I mean, there's two competing theories.
Death stakes for a whole family to eat. Fuck that.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I can't do that.
No.
So I mean, listeners can decide for themselves. They've been presented with the case. You have the facts before you. You decide. Death stakes or existential anxiety. Who knows? James, I watched The Aliens, and I watched the second episode. We'll probably have we're gonna have to have an episode about this eventually. Regardless of. Simply because we've done all the Aliens bits. I liked episode 2 much better than number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I had
I'm
to.
such an alien nerd too, so I would have forced the conversation on you anyway.
No, it has. I think it has to happen because it's the first major big alien project since Romulus. So, and it's going to be a big work. I think that without spoiling anything or talking about the plot, I think it's a show that is. What I had to understand about it is that it's not concerned about. I'm not going to say realism, but just let's call it physics. It's not concerned about like things like that. What it's concerned about is aesthetics. And once you like get on that ride and you just like, and it meets my primary criteria of like, there's a lot of motion. There's some pretty good sounds. The plot is not completely stupid. It's just not a universe that I care for. Like if I had my druthers, but barring that, I'm actually a little curious about what's going to happen next. I found myself wanting to watch the next episode. So I don't know what other compliment I can give a TV show. That's what I got.
Oh, that's high praise for you on a TV show. Actually, I think
It's an easy sell though. I love Alien, right? I love aliens. So I guess I just get to be one of those people.
I really liked how the alien was like. Did you see it yet, Chris?
No, I'm still waiting.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Watch
going to
partner.
go on about it then. Yeah. Anyway, you get what I meant about the dinner party, though.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about, the aesthetics thing.
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that looks great. That doesn't make any sense, but that looks great. Which I guess kind of sums up my feeling about the show is just like, yeah. You guys want to shoot on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Better off than you are?
Better off where we are.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a fish.
So what were you going to say, Chris?
No, just I'm in. I'm excited.
Oh, you're in. Oh, yeah. Okay. You want to, yeah. So anyway, here on the Extinction Agenda, we're talking the Hudson Hawk with James.
Oh, James.
And Chris.
The most Catholic of us all, which might be true.
It probably is.
The most Catholic man on the internet.
I think there are a few contenders beyond me.
Not many. The few and far between, my friend.
That's
if
why
this
we
movie's
call him
any
the
indication.
Reverend Saint Christopher.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this movie, 1991, directed by Michael Lehman, from a story that was originally apparently Bruce Willis created a song about the Hudson Hawk and had all these characters in this thing, and like for 10 years he's trying to like make a movie about this. They get a script eventually. They get numerous scripts over a 10-year period, but then it gets handed over to Stephen E. D'Souza, who had done Running Man, Die Hard 2, 48 Hours. And so it turns into kind of like an action franchise. But then they bring in Daniel Waters of Heathers fame, and he does a rewrite, and he brings all in the zany shit and the dark comedy. And we have, there's lots of other contributors to it throughout that, but that's like the main story of how this movie sort of comes to exist in the world in the form that it does. I have a like sort of an origin story for this movie where I watched it for the first time when I was 12. I rented it from Tony's in Espanola, put it into my grandmother's VHS, and I popped this thing on because I was looking for another Die Hard or another I don't know, right? I didn't know it was Bruce Willis in 1991. Probably 1992 at this point because it takes a while to come out in VHS. I was embarrassed by this movie at the age of 12. Like I liked it. Yeah, but I found myself like, this is really cringe. Like this is embarrassing at moments. And I remember distinctly feeling that. However, over time, like those feelings have completely disappeared. But I think it's kind of important to note that, like, yeah, because audiences across the land, particularly in North America, shared 12-year-old James's sentiment about the Hudson Hawk.
You're right about that.
It was a little much for them. Yeah. How
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you guys? You got an origin story? Do you got a first?
I do have an origin story, man. I was 11. I saw this in theater. I was probably
Oh, you lucky
responsible for most
fucking
of its
dog.
revenue because I watched it 3 times in theater, and
Really?
I loved it. Like I loved it from the moment I saw it. I feel like the world has been gaslighting me ever since.
Right.
Just like I think it's fantastic. If I ever become rich, I'm going to create. I'm not going to like send penis rockets into space. I'm not going to go to Mars. I'm going to run focus groups to study humanity and make them watch this movie and report to me on what they see. Because I believe that out of the context of like the sort of like the legacy of this movie and the sort of like the baggage that had accumulated going into it, like for critics and audiences, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's really something fun. Like it's a great time.
Are you kidding?
You're
You're being. Oh no!
No, I'm totally serious. I love this movie.
No, okay. Listen, I dislike everything both of you said. This was terrible.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
That's exciting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got an uphill battle. Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
right.
No,
It was incoherent. It was. Okay.
No, that's
I
fair.
agree.
That's
Yeah.
the
I
that's
think,
the
you know
thing
what?
about this. Yeah, go ahead, Chris. Yeah.
This made me feel so much empathy for your love of Man of Steel because I found myself making the same arguments. Like it's a mess. It's Looney Tunes. It's unstable. I love it for all those reasons. I love it because it's like something that like you'll never get. I'm so happy that $75 million of someone else's money was spent on this.
I was listening to the audio commentary with the director today, and it was a good audio commentary. It was big in Europe. He said he kept bringing up it made all of its money in Europe.
All 17 million.
No, it didn't. What was the? Sorry, am I wrong about that? So it made. Oh shit! Come on, internet. It's because I wrote Hawk. I should have put this in front of me. Usually, I have this stuff.
It's
locked and ready to go.
I got box office 17 million for like an ultimate flop. Launched the same time as Terminator 2.
Oh, okay, right, and that's in North America. But then when it hit Europe, so like you're just on your front page, Wikipedia, budget 65 million, box office 97. Now, fuck, I don't. That's a lot of money for this movie, though. Like,
that's still a victory. If they made over
the but the movie is and listening to the director talk about it, like it should never have costed 65 million, but they just went to such an extent for this movie. They thought, I think, that it was going to be much bigger than it is.
Is it true? Did you guys pick up any of the little factoids on it being like a Bruce Willis vanity project that he like injected himself into so that he could have these singing parts and
No, nothing.
Like
none of that is none of that's consistent with the story that I told, though. I mean, like those singing parts didn't exist until Daniel Waters came in, and it was a vanity project because it was his story. Like, but yeah.
So the rewrites brought in the singing, dancing, and like extra quirk when Daniel Waters came on. Then that's right. He did all of that, like the Looney Tunes sort of bits.
No, I think Bruce Willis's humor is a bit Looney Tunes too, though.
They like they wanted something more Three Stooges-esque with it from the start, but I don't think they had it until Daniel Waters came in, and and I'm pretty like, again, this is from the audio commentary, the singing bits didn't exist until Daniel Waters came in. Bruce Willis's idea is just that he was like a low-tech thief who used he had a pet monkey, I think. No, Daniel Waters had that in it. But yeah, he was just like a low-tech thief and kind of a down-on-his-luck guy who gets like trapped in like a big conspiracy type thing, but with some like Three Stooges-esque comedy thrown in. And then Waters just brought it up to like 15.
Yeah, and then like the weird thing is that like throughout the production, Willis is like fighting with them, like kind of running over them. Apparently, I really wanted to read this. Richard E. Grant, the guy who plays Darwin, wrote a book
Yeah,
about
yeah.
his experiences in film. There's a chapter on this, but apparently, like Willis was just like obsessed with like going over the dailies and like his close-ups and stuff like that, and sort of like really ground the production to a halt. There's just all these things that go on, and then like as the movie comes to completion, Willis is unhappy with it. He's like sort of like not really representing it on talk shows. Like in interviews, he's basically like telling people not to see it, and then privately he's told people like, don't even go see it. It's a flop. It's going to be a flop. It's going to be a disaster. All these things like come to shade the reception of it, I'm
Really?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was all sorts of background talk about Bruce Willis and Demi Moore as well, because one of the woman who played sorry, we're just triviating to death, but the Andie MacDowell character, it was supposed to be originally Isabella Rossellini, and then they lost her for some reason because she was stuck on another set, and then they had someone else come in who's from TV, but her back was fucked up, so she only filmed like a little bit of stuff, and then they brought in Andie MacDowell at the end, and there was all sorts of like rumors about like the middle girl with the back injury somehow having an affair with Bruce Willis and getting kicked off the set. Demi Moore, like there was just all this trade press stuff about this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's $65 million.
And you can see like I like the
I
objective.
probably
Like,
had to do a lot of reshoots.
they did, yeah. It was like unstable. Like even as they were filming it, they're rewriting it, and like it's sort of like which it is uneven. Like the first 20 minutes are pretty embarrassing. Like it doesn't know, it's finding its tone on its feet. It could easily cut the worst of its jokes. Like there are some really bad jokes in it. Like these are flaws that I'm well aware of.
Like what?
Maybe
a lot of
so many
numbers?
wrongs in this. Yeah, that's one of them. With a little like flourish at the end of it.
A little Chinese flourish, yeah.
Maybe the like the CIA, the one CIA agent who like the one black lady who has a blowgun as her weapon, where everyone else has all this high tech shit. You're like, that maybe doesn't age well. That's not.
I didn't even think about that. That was just sort of classic CIA 80s shit. But I guess you're right.
I didn't pick that up. That is funny.
No implications there.
It's almond joy, man.
Almond joy. Yeah, all the candy bars.
James. Okay, James.
Butterfinger.
What's your least favorite part of this movie? So like I totally get where you're coming from. How many times have you seen this movie? Out of curiosity.
I think more than I let on initially. I said I hadn't seen it, but I have seen it. I definitely owned it at some point when I was younger, and I have seen it a few times. It sits right around. It's very Who Framed Roger Rabbit for me.
Yeah.
Like
that's
Dick Tracy.
That's good company. Bad company.
I don't know. I just felt that like he's like doing like this feels like Jack Sparrow to me. It feels like I'm having an actor stuff what he thinks is awesome down my throat,
which is literally what's happening. But that's
yeah. And I think the slapstick stuff was overdone. It is very like almost like Austin Powers, but not executed as well as Austin Powers because it feels like there's creative misdirection in that it's like a heist movie, a James Bond parody, and sort of a Broadway musical. And I mean, I guess it's awesome that took place in this space with this budget as the bizarre it's a failure to me, and I don't know how else to put it, but it was great because like the actors that played the villains, they were excellent. Some people stood out. really like. Everybody did. It seemed like everybody was putting on their best performance they possibly could, and they all should have been in different movies. If that kind of makes sense. Like
it absolutely does. Yeah.
It was. I don't know. It
absolutely does. And again, you flip that around and just put turn that frown upside down, friend. All those wonderful performances in that fantastic setting, with a real attention to costume and like just zany characters, just put in a big shit show blender and released out into the world. In like maximum camp, but I think your problem, and it's like I really sympathize. Again, getting back to 12-year-old James, I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Because it is trying to be like sort of satirical, but it doesn't want to go full satire. Like it doesn't, like the Austin Powers example is a really good comparison, because in that it's just like a full lampoon. They're doing a lampoon here, but they refuse to like act like they're doing a lampoon.
Good point.
And it gets all wabbered. That's a word.
Yeah, like I was thinking about how I couldn't tell you this movie's politics at all. Like I wouldn't even know where to start. Except that maybe like it's on the side of like the little guy who's good at his job and who's facing incomprehensible forces from the world. But like that's it, like there's nothing to analyze, there's nothing to pick apart here, because it's all just this fucking weird like stew of slapstick comedy.
There's something. No, I think there's a little bit more. What kind of unlocked a few things for me is that building that the Mayflowers live in. It is the Palazzo della Civiltà Italiana. It was built in 1936. It was the fascist administration building. And so all that architecture, like it's literally like a fascist building with fascist architecture and fascist art. The M for the Mayflowers, that's not actually there, but Mussolini, right? There's this connection, sort of symbolically, at least, this connection, conspiracy, fascism, the Vatican, billionaires wanting to engage in population control through the death stake, but in this case they want to they're just like, we want to destroy the world or whatever. Like they're the
obsession with
globalists. It's a conservative fever dream, that in which the working schmo is stuck within and manages to outwit, through his simplicity and his, I don't know, improvisational skill or something like that, I think something like that is at work here, and which is a different. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, but like that's basically what you said, but sort of unpacked. Like like the basic idea is still the same, but I think they were just reaching for something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's true, and like the element of conspiracy has always really interested me in this movie. I have to admit that's like one of the driving. I just love how ridiculous like every single faction is.
I found myself wondering, did I go into Renaissance studies because of this movie? I don't know.
I hope
can't.
That's the case.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I never had much of an interest in Leonardo. Like zero interest. I've never read a book about Leonardo. I've appreciated him from afar, I'll say.
I don't know how much Leonardo da Vinci this had in it that was like, there were some like mini facts about items, and then there was a lot of like MacGuffining,
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, that's straight up MacGuffin.
Trying to turn lead into bronze, and then he ends up just making it into gold by accident. That's great.
And you will never convince me that the funniest joke in the universe isn't that Mona Lisa joke. When
I love that joke.
He's drawn everything but her mouth, and then she smiles. And his response, I just love that actor, the way he just shakes his head. Yeah. Shakes his head, walks away from her, like waves his hair. I just love it. And I really appreciate that they don't, for the first 8 to 10 minutes in the movie, there's no subtitles. So it's just Italian people just doing Italian stuff, and but they're doing it in a really animated sort of way that's kind of funny, just because you can sort of laugh at the foreign language and the funny actors, which is a ballsy move, but that's nonetheless
the first 20 minutes are pure indulgence, and like I think that's got to that's got to inflame people too if you're like fuck Bruce Willis, but they are trying not only like the just like what you're saying, the Italian stuff, like it's not totally necessary. It's fine. You got Chekhov's like flying machine, but they're like when Hawk gets out of jail and like they're trying so fucking hard to convince you how cool he is, and it's not really landing. The putting the cuffs on the parole officer and just like his sort of banter with Aiello at that point, just not coming off. It is like you said, it is a bit cringe at that point. It is cringe at that point. I've
grown to I really like when he's in the hallway and he steals the keys and no way, Gates, even if you beg or even if you bathe. I just like the older I get, the more and more I like every inch of this movie because I've seen it a billion times, and like there's parts that I like kind of dislike and discard, and then I just like pick them up again. I'm like, no, you go back in the puzzle. Nice. Yeah, yeah, but it is fucking dumb. But what I love, I'm trying to figure out. One of the main things I love about it and why I sort of accept it is because it doesn't slow down for anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like not like they just did the museum heist or the art gallery heist, and they jump in and they go through that awning or whatever, and then boom, he's right into a chair. And it's cartoonish and stupid, but I was just like, I don't want to see what happens after that. I don't need the interstitial bits to get me there. Just fucking put me there. I'm on a ride. It's like, yeah, it's fucking what's the second Indiana Jones movie? Temple of Doom. It's a Temple of Doom situation, but done better to my mind, or like not better, more cutthroat in a more cutthroat fashion, just moving from scene to scene to scene. Get me right where I want to go.
Unconscious for scene transitions was fun for me. I'll have to admit that. Well, every time somebody just gets knocked out fucking cold, and then you just wake up in a new scene, like developing the next part of the plot. Thought that was pretty great, actually. Yeah.
That transition from like, and I think I agree. That's like where it gets me too. Is like just it is a roller coaster ride. The from the first heist to like when they have him in the ambulance and like the Mario brothers are there. They're like he like throws those like all the needles in the guy's face, and then he's on a gurney like coming out the back of the ambulance on the freeway. Like people are pulling up. So he catches that cigarette, menthol, tosses it away.
Yeah, okay.
And those two girls come up beside him like, "Are you gonna die, mister?" Like, where will you ever see something like that in a film? Like, that's never gonna happen again. Fucking crazy. Like, it's just so inventive.
I would say that has audacity. Sorry. Not inventive.
Oh no, I was going to say that I dislike that scene. That whole gurney thing. I could do it.
Really?
I really
okay,
I still do. Like even after all these years, I can't. When he grabs the say like because I think he doesn't seem like Hudson Hawk in that moment though. He seems like Bruce Willis. And that's what I dislike about it. And I know they're not that distinct characters, but he's doing that zany. And another time at the end when they're in that the palace with the Mayflowers at the very, very end, and he starts like he realizes that the CIA is not going to hurt him, so he starts beating up on Butterfingers and punching that other guy, and then he starts dancing with Minerva. And everything's heating up, and I was like, "This is embarrassing. Like, this is just fucking stupid." And I to this day, I can't stop myself from thinking that that's fucking dumb. So I guess there's two bits of this movie where I'm just like, you guys failed. Your movie's perfect, but it has cracks in it, like flaws.
I'll always like the agree, but I will agree with you that I think the character's at its best when Bruce Willis is just being a dick and reacting to like the people around him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the character. Yeah. Like that, it's great.
Yeah, like when he throws exact change into the toll booth, I'm like, I don't know if that was required exactly. It's like, okay, all right, that's a little too much energy for what we've seen up until this point. Those are my chief complaints. Now that we're talking about it and being honest, true with each other.
Yeah. So like some of your stuff, like, is this just like do we just like this because we can't believe that it exists?
I genuinely love the bits of it, though. It's not just the audacity. Like when they do the swinging on a star thing, like that whole thing. Before watching the movie, I was singing it in my head. After while watching it, after it's been in my head for days now.
I have been singing. Being honest.
Yeah, and I don't like musicals, but boom.
Catchy.
Yeah. And it's kind of dumb, because the complaint about the fish, I've had too much time to think about this, is that they're kind of bullshit artists. No, they're slippery. They still get caught. The donkey, he's all covered in dirt or whatever. He's a fool. The pig is just like kind of a slob, but you could be swinging on a star. And so Hudson Hawk is just getting past all the slovenly bits of civilization and whatnot, and just living the big life. I don't know. It's
nice.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys know the Golden Raspberry Awards?
Yes.
Oh yeah. They.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. They gave the Golden Raspberry to
worst picture, worst director, worst screenplay.
Yeah,
that
whatever.
Just invalidates the Golden Raspberry Awards in my view. They can fail. They can fail.
It
give it to the wrong movie.
It doesn't mean anything anyway. It's just it's a snark. It is a snark award. Like it's the thing. Like, hey, what's the thing that we hate this year, guys? Like I gave an official a Golden Raspberry to Verhoeven for what movie? Fucking Showgirls. He showed up to get his award. He's a real hero that way. But that's bullshit because that movie's super interesting.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah. Well.
No, it's just for it's the internet before the internet existed. It's fussy snark. Yeah, fussy snark bullshit artists just getting upset about a movie just because I don't know what the financial incentive was for them, but I suspect there must have been one.
It's a fun tradition. It's fine. Yeah, it's like a roast tradition. Yeah. But I mean, I there are different ways of looking at movies, and I think you're exactly right. Like that was the movie that caught so much shit that year, because this is so consistent with we've looked at Event Horizon, we've looked at the 13th Warrior. There are these movies that exceed their budget. They have a creative team that has gotten too big in the public's eye for its britches. I can't believe I just said that. But then they there's this huge backlash against it, and it does. If you want to look at the movie as Bruce Willis is what the fuck are you doing? How dare you think you can create? Who do you think you are? I accept that. That's fine.
Yeah. What do you think of James Coburn? What's the good stuff? What's the stuff where you're
Incredible.
Just this is beyond reproach? No, for James, I'm a little curious. Is there
Sandra Bernhard and Richard E. Grant?
Yes.
The pillars of the movie. Just
absolutely.
I thought they were brilliant. I thought they were funny. I actually there was a couple points where I was sitting watching this and I think my eyes rolled back into my head. I had my headphones on and I was watching it on my tablet, and then I saw her and I was like, oh my God, Jesus. And I was just locked in, and I just think that they're hilarious. And also so inappropriately placed into the movie, and then just you had to ride them right to the end. It was a lot. It was for that I kudos to them.
Yeah, they are easily the most cartoonish in the hierarchy of cartoonishness. There's the Mayflowers, and then there's the CIA people, and then I guess the Mario brothers probably below them. Anthony and Caesar Mario. All the bad guys in this movie are just
Frank Stallone.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
He's awful. Yeah. Well, no, because Bruce Willis is cartoonish as well, but it's just for me, how you didn't like that scene because he seemed like he was playing himself. He feels like that to me all the time.
Right.
That he can't stop breaking out of just being like his obnoxious self, and like I think that goes into what Chris was saying too, where it was like it wasn't coming off that he was cool or that he was this amazing heist expert, or I don't know. I just feel like that was that got grabbed a little bit. I liked Aiello too. I thought he was great.
Yeah,
He is.
I think he's funny. He's a good add-on, and he's just a real specific kind of typecast guy.
Yeah. No, and they had a great chemistry, the two of them. It worked out well.
Some of the action was bonkers too. The scene where they jumped off the building down onto the stairs and then faked the gunshot wound and come flying out of the hospital after, and I was stunned. I don't know why. Some of the sequences, like where it transitioned from like action back to this ludicrous dialogue at the pace of it, it was, like you say, at least I can tell you I was not bored.
Well, there you go, man. Well, that's the
Yeah.
Isn't that honestly like the greatest thing you could say about anything that you do in life? Like, I was fully entertained throughout the entire experience. When I wasn't shaking my head,
Maybe
I don't know. There's an entertainment.
Maybe that's my thing. Is there's the chaos? The chaos. I should maybe look at it from a different lens a bit.
Yeah, man. Just this is a warm bath, man. Just get in. Don't try to make sense of it, man. It's fucking.
No.
I must speak to the dolphins. She is incredible.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of hate for her in this movie. I don't get it. I think she was fine, especially for somebody who just like got inserted into the ninth hour. Like that's not easy to do.
And I gotta say, guys, I love Andie MacDowell. She's a beautiful woman. I've always had a super crush on her.
Oh no.
This came up in Scrooge, I think.
Yeah, right. Of course. No, she's not in Scrooged. That's the other one. The other
you're right.
crush of mine. Where does Andie MacDowell? No, it's not gonna. Oh, she's in
Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah. The other Bill Murray. I don't like her as much in that one. I like her in this one because they have her beautiful dresses. Like her costuming is just like she looks aces.
She's fun. I like that she can look after herself too. I love that they have those little like Pope phones everywhere, like the crucifix. Like you just have a thing and it's like you're communicating. That's fun. The Vatican element to the conspiracy is great. Her expertise comes in use. She saves herself. It's pretty good.
It's weird. It's weird to think that the Vatican is in any way like a beneficial agent in the universe. Like they're basically positioned as the good guys in this. I always find that difficult to believe.
I think that they just like they're like status quo, right? Like they have the artifacts, and the Mayflowers want the art. They're like American capital. They're coming after it. I don't fully grasp how if you flood the market with gold, how your gold's still going to be valuable. Like that. That's never totally made sense to me. But I like it. I'm sure they have. They've worked out all the angles.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But I get the impression, because they say that like Bruce Willis kind of finishes the sentence for them, but they don't actually say. Let me think about it. She gives that speech, like markets will crumble, all that stuff. And then Bruce fills in, except for yours. And then I guess she confirms it. She's like, yeah, we're the European Union is coming together for one big business deal, 1992. Yeah. All right. So you're right. It doesn't make any sense. But you know what? That's not important.
No.
The villains are going to unleash. Yeah.
Yeah, I would even propose that like being like a master heist guy who like sings out loud like around guards probably isn't helping your cause. But like you say, it doesn't matter. You gotta like just throw out your logic when you watch this movie, and it's all gonna be fine.
When he tells Tommy, what's his name? Tommy Five Tones, is that his name? I think so. Tells him shush in the thing, when they're finally singing the last bit, or like maybe he says it to him. Anyway, yeah, like I don't.
Yeah,
what?
Tommy.
No,
you had that right.
Iola, yeah, Danny Iola. Iola?
Oh,
Wait, Iola. What's his name? Aiello, thank
Aiello,
you. Wasn't there a guy? There was a guy in high school who had that name, didn't he?
Yep, that's right.
That's right. And every time I heard his name, I thought about the Hudson Hawk.
Yeah,
It was weird for me.
Even
Not
though
that,
he was
like,
way worse than Danny Aiello.
Anyway, what else do we got on this thing? Is there something you want to put on the table, Chris?
No.
You got any?
No, I mean,
You got any favorite lines? I feel like there's so many great one-lines in this movie.
Oh, I didn't write anything down. Like, I've got this movie memorized, but I can't, gun to my head, I couldn't think of a specific one. Maybe if you say something, I'll be like, oh yeah, and this is blah blah blah.
I'll throw two that really.
I don't know if
it's
it's not a favorite line, but when James Coburn is talking about Rome, I've always been fond of Rome. My first barehanded installation. He gives that whole speech about the CIA and the Cold War and shit like that. I got laid every night. Just like, he's such a beauty in this movie.
His kung fu fight was off the chains.
Yeah,
it's like, I was just thinking, it's like watching, it's like, I don't know, it was like, I was impressed, but also horrified, like, just watching the whole thing sort of, fall down like a building.
Totally fair.
What's your favorite bits there? Did I steal your thunder on a bit there, Chris? Or
Well, that was one of them. Yeah, but I love the May. Like every scene with the Mayflowers is gold. I really love Richard D. Grant's line where he says, like, I'll torture you for so long, you'll think it's a career. I'm looking for an opportunity to use that, like somewhere in I just don't torture a lot of people, so it's hard to do.
Even the director in the audio commentary, he was like, I love that line.
Amazing.
I love Jeeves.
I should watch that.
I like the Alfred guy. Alfred guy.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Excuse my dry British humor. It's like, in him, I think like, if you don't understand that character, he's sort of a microcosm for the whole, like, what are we doing here? Because he's kind of like, he's Batman's Alfred, but he's also sort of commenting on the fact that he's Batman's Alfred, and he's the inverse of that. Or not the inverse, because he's still the faithful servant, but he's also he's the
Joker's Alfred.
Yeah, there you go. And that's like the register, and I guess it's a perfect transition. The next movie that our good friend Daniel Waters does after this is a little thing called Batman Returns. And that's the primary reason we're doing Batman Returns after this one, and which is another one that I haven't watched in decades.
Batman Returns is excellent.
Right. Yeah. Well, there we go. And it's not. I don't think it's him coming in to do a rewrite job on a fucking Bruce Willis vanity project. I think it might be more of a vision on that, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I remember feeling very cringe about Batman Returns when I was a kid, and for that reason, I haven't rewatched it in decades. And
I've never seen it again.
Yeah. And so I think kind of the same sauce is at play, and I'm really curious to do the comparison. We're gonna be going over Daniel Waters, some of his filmography in the coming months, and I think that'll be fun times.
Listen! If you want to know what is going on, you have to listen to me.
I've listened.
You have to,
I'm listening.
because you don't know the fucking enormity of what we're dealing with. May the 29th, 1954, a consortium of bankers, industrialists, corporate CEOs, and politicians held a series of meetings over 3 days at the Bilderberg Hotel in Oosterbeek, Holland. They drew up a plan for maintaining the status quo. It's the way things are. It's the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Okay. They devised a plan to manipulate technology, economics, the media, population control, world religion to keep things the way they are.